the spirit of the outdoors. I just wanted to talk to you today. I've been asked a lot of questions over the last month or so about the eclipse, goings on that we're seeing, about Israel, about a lot of things. Because I do some preaching and do some Bible study and such, and I have steered away from it for the most part. I've not made no secret of the fact that I think hard times are coming, and I think they're Bible prophecy. I've been thinking this for 5 years, since I started a YouTube channel. My whole YouTube channel is about living in harmony with the land, taking from that land, whether it's fishing, hunting, gardening, foraging, medicinal plants, but supplementing my life from everything around me, not becoming a hermit and ignoring the outside world and forsaking all modern conveniences, but helping and, I don't know the word I'm looking for, subsidizing maybe, but I'm assisting my living with the things around me. Whatever I can grow, whatever I can, and I try to do it practical minded to, my cost efficiency. If there's things I can go buy for $2, it's a lot easier, and it's going to cost me $100 to grow it. Well, I'm going to just go buy it, A lot of people, I want to grow onions. Well, I can go buy a sack of onions for $2 or $3, and all I can grow, it'll cost me, time I buy fertilizer and plant, it's more practical for me to go buy it. You need to have a supply of seed and a supply of things so that you can grow some things that you need. But, some things are just more practical to go to the grocery store and buy right now. So to the subject at hand, what do you think's going on? Well, I see a lot of things like news in the celebrities. There's a lot of chaos and people being accused of this or guilty of that or arrested for this. And there's a lot of unraveling happening in society. We've seen Hamas attack Israel. Well, y'all, that's not from what you see in the news media. That is because they have the red heifers there that they're going to sacrifice to build the temple in Israel. And the Muslim world hates that. They're against that. And anybody that stands up and says, I'm siding with Palestine and I'm for Palestine, is against God. That's all there is to that. Because this is Bible prophecy playing out. You've got to be careful what you listen to media and talking heads and all that, and even my stuff. You need to kind of figure out what actually is going on and not just take somebody's word, well, I believe this one because I like them. Because any of us could be wrong. You need to figure out why you think and know what you think. Don't just choose a side because this sounds good. Because a lot of times it's misrepresented. It is portrayed in a way by people with lots of money for you to believe what they want you to believe. The solar eclipse coming on. I hadn't put a lot of thought into it, but yeah, it's Bible prophecy. It's a sign of the times. The Bible has written all these things, said there'll be signs in the heavens and there'll be signs of the times, but I've been seeing signs of the end time, y'all, for a long time. We know that times are going to get hard. There's going to be a tribulation period. We know the Bible talks about your money's not going to be worth anything, that at some point we're going to take the mark of the beast. And whether we as a church are raptured out before that or in the middle of it or after it's all over with, there's nothing I can do to change that. There's nothing I can do to better prepare for that. I should be prepared to endure to the very end and hope I leave in the very beginning. That's the mentality you should have. The solar eclipse is just something that is happening. These gnats are getting bad. Little fly gnats. It's not going to change anything, in other words. Studying and worrying and sweating over this solar eclipse, not going to change life, not one bit. Y'all, we're going to see some hard times in our future. It is a given. It's just going to happen. I trust God to take care of me. I have always said we're going to see hard times. Since I started this channel, it has been about preparing for taking care of me. I want to do my dead level best to take care of me, have the knowledge that I need to have on paper in case the grid goes down. Am I saying the grid's going to go down? I don't have no idea what's going to happen. Nobody else does either. Everything is a guess. Everybody teaching survival and preparedness and prepping and all this stuff are all guessing. As sure as they may be, they don't know for a fact. None of us do. We do know that the Bible is true and that there's a tribulation period coming. And y'all, we just here to ride the ride. I should be prepared as best I can for hard times, to do the best I can to take care of me and my family and the people around me. I'm not trying to ignore the world around me. I'm not trying to become a hermit and be cut off from the world around me. I'm trying to be prepared when the worst case scenario happens, that I can ease my way of living. I need some land. I need to know how to do some gardening. I need to know how to find some plants. I need to know how to do some basic medicine, taking care of myself. I need to know how to defend myself. Who are we going to fight? Who are we going to be against? Who knows? You just need to be prepared to do that, no matter who comes after you. Or tries to affect, your way of living or whatever. You need to be able to take care of you. You need to know how to gather food, hunt, fish effectively. Now, I do a lot of my hunting and fishing and stuff for enjoyment. God created this world around me, and He created things for me. I don't need to abuse it. I don't need to take more than I need. But it's for me to use, to take what I do need. I see people that they, we need to go vegan and save the world, or we need to, there's extremists on each end of the spectrum. The ideal place to be is to find some common sense middle ground and figure out the best way for you to live according to your area and where you're at. I want to stay on this place, in this spot of land, as long as I can. Worst case scenario, the government comes and moves me because I can't work and pay my taxes. I'm subject to the laws of the land and whatever's going on. I'm not going to be an island unto myself. I'm not going to try to shut the outside world out from around me and forsake all others. I'm going to help as many people as I can help. That's my nature. That's the way I'm geared, and that's what God teaches us to do. If you've got the mentality that I'm going to shoot everybody that comes in needing help, and this is all me and I'm horny, you're going down right there. We've still got to have a Christian-based attitude and mindset in the worst of times. I got to help everybody I can help, and trust that God is going to help me to do the things that I can't do. And we learn in struggles now. Y'all, everybody's facing hard times. I heard somebody talk about, the Bible says, lest time be shortened, and then it says it will be shortened. And me and somebody was talking the other day about, the shortening of time is very possibly that time is moving by faster than it has previously. It's not that, hey, we're going to move the deadline up. Time is going by faster. I can feel it. Can I sit here and say that for a fact? No, there's no way to prove it. The clock is going around faster. The world is turning faster. Whatever. We can't prove that it has changed. It just, everybody feels it, that time is moving by faster than it used to. There's not enough hours in a day anymore to get everything done that you need to get done. And it's affecting our mental state of being. It's putting pressure on everybody, whether you're wealthy or whether you're poor as dirt. We've got to figure out how to keep mentally stable. The Bible says to keep the faith, to keep hope and belief that everything's going to be all right. And in the end, it is. Y'all, we're going to see some hard times and face some persecution. The signs of the times, the solar eclipse, the stuff going on in Israel, all of it's working together. The Bible also says in the last days that men will be lovers of themselves. And that is one of the things that we see rampant today. Everybody is, I hate everybody that ain't like me, that don't think like me, and it's all about me, and I'm going to take care of me, and I don't care what nobody else thinks about me, and you can't be that way. You've got to care what people think about you, because you not only represent you, if you're a Christian, you represent God. You represent more than just you. And you've got to care about yourself. There's a fine line in having boldness that the Bible speaks of, confidence, and then being prideful. It's a fine line, but you've got to know where that line is. We've got to help people around us, and that's one thing I try to do through this YouTube channel. I'm probably not the best at it. I probably don't do as good a job. You know, I get frustrated at times just like anybody else. My channel has grown probably more than it should have grown, but it don't grow like I would like for it to grow. I feel like, you know, maybe other channels are doing way better than me. Why? And then there's people that's probably looking at my channel going, well, his channel's growing and mine ain't, and we all feel the same pressure. I'm really not here to grow a channel. I would love for it to grow. I would love for it to get where I could make a full-time living off of this YouTube channel and the things that pertain to it. It don't look like that's ever going to happen. I'm okay with that. I do this because I enjoy it and I want to try to help some people. I want to build your confidence. I want to teach you how to do some things. I want to entertain you and make you laugh. I want to share what knowledge I'm sharing. And then I want you to see that, hey, there is a good, peaceful life to live. And sometimes when you're frustrated, it takes like today just to sit down and pour your heart out to God, number one, sometimes to other people, sometimes to your spouse, sometimes to a friend. Sometimes you got to sit down and just talk about things if you don't talk about it to nobody but you. But y'all, we are going to see hard times coming. It's just going to happen. You worrying about and having fear and being scared of the solar eclipse and the stuff in Israel, don't be afraid. Y'all, there's a good chance that when this election happens in November that this country is going to come apart at the seams because neither side is going to be okay with the other side winning. Republicans are not going to stand for allowing Democrats to win again. Democrats are not going to let Donald Trump go into office if they can help it. Neither side is going to back down. There is more hate and division in this country. And if you're extreme on either one of those spectrums and you've got hate in your heart toward the other side, you're in the wrong. I don't care which side you're on. If you're mad at the other side for reasons that you really don't understand, and everybody has an opinion, and I hate this one because of that, or I hate this side because of this, you really don't know why you hate her. You just know what you've heard on TV, and you don't even know it to be a fact. You think you do, but you can't be sure because you don't personally know these people. That's why I try to steer clear of politics. I have an opinion. I'll vote. I'll choose whichever side I think is best. But y'all, we better be very careful of what we put in office. But does it make a difference? Probably not at this point. I think that we're going to see this country come apart at the seams at this election. Possibly before it. But most definitely after it. And there's a lot of stuff that's building up that it could explode, and the Bible talks about as things happen that they're going to happen more rapidly. So y'all, we're here to ride the ride. We're here To endure to the end and keep the faith is our job. Don't be afraid. Keep your head up. Keep focus on you. Don't let your frustrations take control. Sometimes we all feel the strain. There's not enough money. There's not enough hours in a day. There's not enough time to get all the work done. Everything I touch seems to be tearing up. I'm having to constantly work on this, that, the other. And it's just part of it. Everybody's feeling the pressure. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's trying to make ends meet. Some's doing a better job than others. Some have more resources to do it with than others. Nobody seems to be happy anymore. Everybody seems to be angry and frustrated. Everybody seems to want to blame somebody else. Y'all, I can't fix but one person, and that's me. I'm going to work on me. I'm going to work on taking care of what I can take care of. Do the best I can, and I may not do that perfectly. There may be some things that I have to back up and redo. There's things that I have tried on this YouTube channel that didn't work. Gardening, different things that you have to back up and say, you know what, that didn't work like I thought. I'm going to have to redo this. And I've tried to adjust, but I have gone back to what Grandpa taught me and doing things the way they did because they went through the Depression. And I can learn from them because they tried to do things the most effective way. I see people trying to change gardening methods and trash talk our elders and the older generations, and these people don't know what they're talking about because things work good on paper and in their minds, and when it comes to trying to make it practical and make it work and make it produce, where you're located has a lot to do with it, your soil type has a lot to do with it, your climate has a lot to do with it. Here in the deep south where we're at, central Mississippi, keeping weeds out of a garden is a major obstacle. It's a challenge. And a lot of no-till and all that stuff don't work unless you really work yourself down. Keeping weeds pulled out, it's a full-time job. And, you know, you got to find what works for you. Does it mean that, well, you know, that don't work? Yeah, it'll work if you want to make it work. You can make whatever you want to happen, happen. If you're diligent at it and focused. And it's the same way with surviving these hard times that's coming. You can make it. You just got to remember that you're going to endure hardships. Things are going to go awry. Probably going to lose some loved ones along the way. But y'all, we just here to ride the ride and keep the faith to the end. And that's all we can do. You're not going to change the outcome. Things that are set into motion are going to happen. It's just like this solar eclipse. You can't stop it. If you're scared of it, you can't stop it. There's a war going on in Israel. You can't stop it. If the United States decides to go to war, you can't stop it. If we go to war amongst ourselves, you can't stop it. You're going to have to see where you fit in the best and ride the ride. I just wanted to sit down and talk about some of this. I've got filthy hands. I've got to go finish making pottery. I just had a cup of coffee. I wanted to sit down and drink and share some of my thoughts with you. Am I 100% right? I don't know. It's just the best guess that I can come up with. But I am prepared to do the best I can with what I have to work with. I'm going to try to raise as much food as I can this year. Try to hunt and fish as much as possible and subsidize with what money I've got. I'm going to buy what I can, pay my bills. I'm going to keep living life. And when it gets close to home and it starts affecting me, I'll start adjusting my way of doing things according to what's going on around me, but you're going to have to be flexible. Don't get a pre-made up mind of how everything's going to take place because ain't none of us sure. You got to do the best you can. It's a roller coaster, y'all. We're going to ride it till the end. We'll see y'all next time. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.